For the ultimate clutching experience in the ultimate driving machine, I'm gonna use this tool to delete the clutch delay valve on this BMW 128i. Let's go. And speaking of tools, here are the tools you're gonna need for this job. Pro tip, place the jack under the front tire to give you the illusion of safety should something happen. So where exactly is the clutch delay valve? Let me show you. That's gonna be your rear tire. That's my shoe. I am laying down on the ground. This is your driver's door. This is your fender. Door line. Go ahead and follow that all the way down and go straight in. And of course, it goes without saying, anytime you're working under a car, make sure to wear your safety glasses, because brake fluid in the eye, painful way to die. I'm not here to debate whether or not this is a good mod. If you don't know what we're doing here, please go do your research. This is a how-to video, and I can guarantee you want to do this. Also, as a footnote, there is usually a plastic shield here. Mine doesn't have it because I think I took it off a long time ago and I misplaced it. But if you still have yours, you won't be able to see any of this until you remove it. And that takes 8mm bolts all around. I don't know how many. Like I said, mine doesn't have it. But once you remove that, then you'll be seeing this. Now that we're on the same page, this is the clutch delay valve that we're gonna remove. It's just this piece of plastic. It is fastened with this clip and this clip to this metal fitting and to this steel braided line. I read on some forums that people put a clamp on here to prevent the fluid from coming out, or as much fluid from coming out. I don't think that's smart, so I'm not gonna do that. I will just bleed it at the end. And that's what you should be doing too, regardless of however much fluid or not fluid you don't end up losing. So with that in mind, this clip is gonna be removed first because I have this line that I can move around here. And then I'm gonna plug the end of this line with my thumb. I'm gonna remove this clip, pull the valve out, and then this hose is gonna go in and plug into this. Put down some rags or something, just in case you get some of this fluid on the ground. Here we go. I'm actually going to pull both of these clips right now. Okay. A little stuck in there, so I'm gonna give it some extra love. That is tight-a-rooney. 1 second. I'm just gonna do one of these. There you go. Plug it with your thumb. Like I know what I'm doing. That was beautiful. And that's it. That's the piece you removed. Simple as that. That just went in my mouth. This is how much fluid is restricted inside the valve. Can you see that pinhole? It goes from this diameter to this. I mean, you can barely see that hole right there. And that's what makes the driving experience and the clutching experience on this car very just odd. Next, we're gonna come up here to the driver's side of the car. I'm gonna take this plastic panel off. At this point, you basically have two options. You can go the old-fashioned way where you have a friend inside pumping the clutch, or you can pump the clutch while you have somebody else under the car opening the bleed valve. You do this over and over and over again until you get any air that you might have introduced when you uncoupled that delay valve. Or number two, I actually found this video and I'm gonna link it up on the top right of the screen. You know where the linked videos come up on YouTube. I'm gonna link it up there. Go ahead and click on it and give that a watch. It's an amazing video. I really enjoyed it, but I'm basically going to be using that. Since this reservoir is the brake reservoir and it shares the same fluid as the clutch, we're gonna be working here. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm gonna use this syringe and I'm going to take some of this fluid out so that when I start bleeding it from under the car, it doesn't overflow on me. Here's the gist of what I'm doing. I'm using this fancy home-built fluid transfer pump that I made myself for like 20 bucks. I made a video on it too. If you haven't checked that out, please go ahead and do so. To bleed the system from the bottom of the car up. I'm gonna be attaching this end of the hose to the bleed valve. I'm gonna open the bleed valve. I'm gonna pump the canister to pressurize it, and then fluid will shoot up the system, pushing any air bubbles out of the brake reservoir. You will see bubbles come out of the brake reservoir. When no more bubbles come out, the system is bled. And I took some fluid out of the brake reservoir with that syringe so it doesn't spill. Now we just open up the bleeder. As you saw, there were no bubbles really coming out of here, which means that there was really no air. All I did was fill up the level again from the bottom up. But of course I overfilled it, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit out here with my handy dandy, oh, well, first you have to make a mess. That's kind of like, there you go. And then they say brake fluid is really bad for a paint job, and that's really bad for your health. This thing is so slippery. If you step on a puddle of brake fluid, you're done for. You're not gonna stop till you get to China.
And as always, thank you so much for staying till the very end of the video. If you enjoyed it, if you liked it, please share it with a friend, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, or perhaps consider subscribing. And until the next time, I will see you on the next video.